Hello everyone and welcome to the very first upload to this channel. I am Socrates101 and I am trying to help everyone get a bit better at Pokemon. I've noticed a lack of quality battles and uploads on YouTube in general, or I just cannot find them. And so I've decided to start uploading myself, since I know a fair bit about Pokemon, especially the higher tiers like OU and UU. I'm going to be uploading those a lot. And recently I've discovered the tournaments on Pokemon Showdown, even though they've probably been around here for a long time. But I'm talking about the tournaments. Oh, you can see them because they're not on the screen recording right now. But I have decided to participate in a tournament, and that was a PU tournament. I have a PU team, and this is it in the background right now. And so I decided to participate. So that is what this upload is going to be revolving around. So first off, I'm going to introduce this team. It's not a standard team. It's nothing standard in PU, but I did end up doing really good in the tournament. So I was very happy with that and with this team in general. So first off is Tangela. I forgot to give them nicknames. I apologize for that. But first off, Tangela. So as you can see, I have 3 defensive mons and 3 offensive mons. First off being physically defensive Tangela, Giga Drain, Leech Seed, Knockoff, Protect, 252 plus in defense, 252 HP. Nothing special about this Tangela at all. Regenerator, obviously. Then there is Swalot. Swalot is one of my favorite Pokemon in the PU tier, just because it walls and it whittles down so many offensive threats. It has the Rocky Helmet with the Sticky Hold. This is what I use to prevent things like Throw from knocking off items. So I just switched in this thing and then I trapped them with Infestation. And I am 252 defense and I have base 83 defense. It's not all that good, but it's decent. I like this thing for whittling down. It ends up doing really well in the tournament in general. Then there's especially defensive Mantine, because I needed something to get rid of hazards, because this team is not particularly hazard weak, but nothing else I could get rid of hazards. So, and I needed a solid special wall. So that has been Mantine. That is Mantine. Which has Scald, Air Slash, Defog, and Toxic. I like to whittle things down with Toxic, but this is not a stall team at all. This is Choice Specs Analytic Behemoth. It's really good as minus defense, because then I'm more likely to get the Analytic Boost, and Behemoth can take almost every single one hit that a Pokemon wants to throw at him, because it has decent defenses, base 95 special defense, base 75 defense. Its defense is not all that good, but as soon as it gets a hit off, it's going to be like an almost KO or a solid one shot on a Pokemon. So it runs Size Shock, Energy Ball, Signal Beam, and a Thunderbolt. If I predict a Sneasel switch in on an obvious Psychic move, I can just one shot it with Signal Beam. And Energy Ball actually run for Piloswine, because a lot of people tend to lead with Piloswine and get up rocks. And this Behemoth, I'm sorry for the background noise if you can actually hear that. Yes, you can probably, but Behemoth one-shots Piloswine. Piloswine is 9 out of 10 times it's physically defensive, and Choice Specs Analytic Behemoth one-shots it with Energy Ball 100% of the time. Last but semi-last, actually last is Slacking. Flareon, Toxic Orb, Guts with Flare Blitz, Facade, Superpower, and Sleep Talk. Vaporeon, Flareon is actually just here to put some holes into some teams, and a Sleep Father, because as soon as someone would put in a Vivian on me, then I'd just go into Flareon and Sleep Talk, and I'd always get an offensive move. Worst case scenario, I'd get Superpower, but even when it's asleep, it gets the Facade boost, power doubles if users burn, poisoned, or paralyzed. Regardless, that also works when you're asleep. So this information is not particularly right. And last but not least is Choice Scarf Slacking with Retaliate, Earthquake, Pursuit, and Return. Pursuit is actually really good on this thing, because you force a lot of switch outs, especially like things as Haunter or anything. They know you have something for them, because otherwise you're not going to switch in Slacking on them, and then you can just Pursuit drop them. So without any further ado, I am going to play some matches. These are what I'm going to be showing in this video, the first 2 matches of the tournament. This is the first one. I'm going to play this very fast because this guy ends up rage quitting pretty early. I left with him because I thought he would lead with Garbodor, but he doesn't. So I have to switch a Mantine to defog away the hazards and go for Skull. I end up defogging while this thing is going for knockoff. And now I decide to switch in Swallow because Swallow can slowly whittle this thing down. It probably is heal bell as well, but with the so he goes to Poliwrath, and Poliwrath cannot do anything to me either. I just go for Infestation, and I go for Sludge Wave, thinking this might be a sub for Ryan since he had the leftovers, but this is actually a bulky variant with, as you will see later, Circle Throw and Scald and Rest Talk. But he goes back into Licky Licky as I go into my Mantine. Well, I get thrown into my Mantine really, but I decide just go back into Swallow because he cannot do anything to me at all. And I know the wish is going to Poliwrath, but there's not a whole lot I can do about that. I just decided to go for Infestation and Toxic again, slowly withering this thing down. And so this thing is dying slowly. Seeing that he crit me and did only 30%, I felt very safe staying in. And now predicting another Scald, I wanted to go into Mantine and then kill it with an Air Slash, but he's a Rest Talking variant, as I said before. So I have to switch out again. I predicted a switch out. I actually predicted the Licky Licky, and I just wanted to get in Flareon and do a lot of damage. And now I actually went for the Superpower, which I should not have done, but I should have gone for Facade, which would have clean 2-hit KO'd this Poliwrath, because I have just enough speed investment in my Flareon to outspeed Poliwrath. And now I cannot knock it out, and I don't want it to wake up or like Rest Talk the Scald. So I'm just going to go into Mantine and go for Air Slash, and this is the point where he ends up rage quitting. I don't know why he rage quit, but he ended up doing it. So without further questions about that, I'm just going to go to this the next battle. The next battle is a full battle, and I am on the other side. As you can see, I lead off with Flareon, predicting him to lead off with Butterfree, but he doesn't. So now I switch into Behemoth, and I go for the Psyshock. Choice Specs Analytics Psyshock does a whole lot to max specially defensive Togetic, but he doesn't have anything else to switch in, so he just has to fodder his Togetic right now. If I would have gone up Rocks, which I don't carry, but then it would have died regardless. But now he has to go for Shadow Ball because Sludge Bomb won't knock out the Behemoth, and I have Pursuit, as I've shown in the team building, that I've pursued on this thing, and Haunter was about to switch out, and I ended up knocking out the Haunter. So now he switches in Garbodor. Well, that's fine by me. He just ends up setting more spikes, and he actually knocks me out with a Gunk Shot, which I did not expect to happen. I expected that to do a lot. But I now go into Slacking Retaliate, but he has a Focus Sash. I didn't expect him to have Focus Sash because most of these things have Rocky Helmet and Aftermath. So I expected to take all those damage, but he actually shows Infestation as well. So he just wants to get damage on the Slacking with the Gunk Shot, and now I can actually knock it out with Retaliate. It doesn't have Aftermath though, so that is really fortunate for me. And now he goes into Butterfree, and this Butterfree appears to be not a common Butterfree set because it actually ends up going for Air Cutter instead of the usual Sleep Powder, Quiver Dance, Bug Buzz shenanigans. And I actually end up predicting this Poliwrath this time, but this is more of an offensive Poliwrath, and I thought, well, I can obviously outspeed Poliwrath with no speed investment, but this Poliwrath has a bit of HP, bit of speed investment. Now going to Mantine, and I'm going for Defog, which is not brilliant play because I should have gone for the Air Slash right there, but he ends up going for Energy Ball, which is weird again. I was about to just sleep fodder my Mantine, but this is a weird ass Butterfree set, and now I just go into Swallow because Butterfree cannot do anything to me, but he doubles out into Torterra, but I have an answer for Torterra. I can just go into Tangela, and Tangela walls this thing completely. I decide to go for Knockoff, and as we can see, this Butterfree is a Choice Scarf variant, which I've never seen before, and I don't think it's a common thing at all. He goes for Air Cutter again, which forces me to switch out because I this Tangela is my winning condition, as the Poliwrath nor the Torterra can do anything to it at all. So I go into Swalot and I just decide to Sludge Wave anything. Torterra takes it reasonably well, so I thought it was an Assault Vest variant, but then he shows Leftovers, so that's how absolutely weak this Swalot really is. Now I'm going to Slacking for no reason, because I could have just switched in the Tangela and completely walled it, and could have used the Mantine to defog the rocks away, and it still could have had use for my Slacking. But regardless, this Tangela, as I said, is my winning condition, so now I'm just going to go for 40 Protect, and then I can just really switch and Swalot again as this Butterfree dies. He tries to Bug Buzz, but obviously I Protect and it's not going to do anything to me. So switch and Swalot very last time probably, because after this Butterfree is going to die, and you can switch in Torterra again, but actually I decide to switch out again and go into Tangela, because he cannot do anything to Tangela, as we've seen before. This Earthquake does absolutely nothing, this pathetic damage, and I end up just going for knock off the Leftovers, and Torterra might carry Synthesis, but I don't think this one does. I think it has shown all his moves already. Yeah, with the Seed Bomb I think that should be the 4th move, and I can just repeatedly go for Giga Drain and slowly whittle this thing down. He cannot do anything to me at all. So fortunately for me, this Torterra is going to go down to my Tangela, and this should have me the game, right? Well, maybe not yet, because this Poliwrath is going to get a crit freeze with the Ice Punch, and I am going to not thaw out at all. So this is a bit unfortunate. My opponent even apologizes in the chat, like, because this is really undeserved. I deserve actually to win this match, but it didn't happen yet. So I go into Swalot, making sure this guy got some Rocky Helmet damage, and I don't think he can knock out my Mantine at all. And I cannot go for Scald because Water Absorb, but I end up going for the Air Slash, and these are the very first 2 rounds of the PU tournament. The other 2 remaining parts of my PU tournament will be uploaded in a video after this, so if you're interested in watching those, I recommend you subscribing to my channel, and don't forget to leave a like, because like is making commercials for me, so I'd really like as advertisement for me, and I'd really appreciate that. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and hopefully I will see you later. Peace.